Why it's never the narcissist's fault. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So how many times did you hear this from the narcissist? I was wrong. I apologize. It was my fault. I will work harder to be a better person. I can't believe I did that again. No, you're not going to hear any of those things. And if you did, they were with a smirk. They were with a nasty tone, where the way those words were said were not authentic or genuine, meaning they weren't going to try to fix anything. They weren't wrong. They weren't apologizing, and they weren't sorry. You see, the things that the narcissist does are the polar opposite of what you do. You stand for goodness. You stand for abundance. You stand for commitment. You stand for integrity, for doing the right thing, even when people aren't looking. That's why you stayed in the relationship as long as you did, because the narcissist knew who you were long before you knew who you were. You may say, what does that mean? Well, I've shared that idea and that notion in videos over the last 5 years. The narcissist has a sixth sense. They're a predator. They look for people who will fall into the trap. They look for people who will fall for the mask. They look for people who will fall for the illusion that they're painting. And once the narcissist finds a target, they want to keep that target for themselves. They don't want anyone else usually to be taking up that target's time, because that target, and it was me and most likely it was you, that target's time is supposed to be used on the narcissist exclusively and whatever the narcissist wants. That's why when you're in the relationship, no good deed went unpunished. That's also why you were always walking on eggshells, holding your breath, waiting for the shoe to drop. That's why you were sleep deprived. You were being alienated. You were being treated less than a complete stranger. You were being hung up on, verbally abused, emotionally abused, financially abused, maybe even physically abused, every way possible. And that's not even counting the smear campaign flying all around you. And that's not even counting not even knowing what narcissism was. You see, you were vulnerable, you were naive, you were trusting, you were giving to a fault, and you were wearing your heart on a sleeve. And when you were doing that, the narcissist just said, oh, I've seen this before. I know this type of person. Wow, they're rare. I haven't come across one of these in 2 years. What do I do here? Oh, I know what to do. I need to super glue that mask airtight on my face, and I need to love bomb the you-know-what out of this person, and to get them to fall for me, or to get them to believe that they can help me, or to get them to believe that I'm naive, or I need some assistance, etc. Well, what is the narcissist doing when they're wearing a mask? Number one, they are a wolf in sheep's clothing. Number two, they're wearing the mask to manipulate people. Number three, the narcissist is a master of masks and a master of manipulation. And they will play for any audience or perform for any audience who's willing to pay the price of admission. And the price of admission to watch the audience perform, every single one of us pays a price. We don't know it in the time or at the moment, but down the road we will pay a price, because we were all either used, abused, lied to, cheated on, something was stolen from us, or we were leveraged to benefit the narcissist. And that goes from the help that was in your house cleaning, to the person who was teaching your son or daughter swimming lessons, to the person that you went to school with, to your neighbors, to the romantic relationships, to your family, friends, to your health, your hobbies, and more. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is susceptible to the punishment or the wrath of the narcissist, some more than others. Now, the person or the people that are relegated to experiencing most of the toxicity at the hands of the narcissist are usually the people that are closest with them, or spend the most time with them, or know them the best, or the narcissist knows them the best. And this is what the narcissist does. They wear a mask to get as many people trapped or lured into that narcissistic fog as possible. And once they get them there, then they usually don't pay as much attention to them, unless those people aren't doing what they need to be doing. Essentially, these people, and I was one of them, and you were too, you're on autopilot. You know what's expected of you. You know when you wake up what to do. You know what you should be doing in the morning. You know when to report back to the narcissist. You know when your work shift is over, that your shift in the household is just beginning. You also know that you won't be getting much sleep, that you will be triangulated, you'll be gaslit, you'll be stonewalled, given the silent treatment, on and on and on, and you will be saying to yourself, how did I get here? What's going on? I don't understand it. This relationship's falling apart, and my partner or my spouse, they are not doing anything to lift a finger to communicate with me, to improve my circumstances, or to listen to me. And they're asking more and more and more of me. The reason that happens is because the narcissist was trying to burn you out. They were trying to burn through your battery life, your shelf life, if you will. And this is what they had done with so many people before they met you. They'd burned those people out. Some of those people aren't existing right now. Tough pill to swallow, but it's true. Many of them are stuck in the narcissistic fog, still blaming themselves or pining for the narcissist or wondering where they are, who they're with, what they're doing. And then there's you. You are the resilient person. You're the person full of fortitude, direction, purpose, and accomplishment. And now you're understanding that the narcissist deserves no time in your life now or in the future, or toxicity either, because the narcissist doesn't change. They only get worse over time, and they all become the aging narcissist if they reach a certain age. The aging narcissist is not, and I repeat, not a pretty sight to see. These are people who are getting worse over time. They're becoming more and more unglued at the seams. Their mask isn't fitting on their faces like it used to. Their face is old and raggedy and crinkled with lines and too much sun, etc. Well, the narcissist will get what they've sown. They will reap what they sow, whatever that expression is, because it all comes back to roost, and they know it, which is why they need distractions, which is why the narcissist can never sit still. They can never be satiated. They can never be content in any one relationship, and it's why they need to keep multiple people on the hook at any one point in time, because at any one point in time, any one of those people could wake up, wise up, or remove themselves from the proximity of the narcissist. And the narcissist, because they don't care about people at all, they only care about what people do for them, they could just insert a new person into doing whatever that other person's role was. And so this is why it all falls apart for the narcissist. This is why the narcissist will continue to go through life like a bull in a china shop or a ticking time bomb. This is why the narcissist can never introspect, they can never elevate, they can never ascend. And this is why it all falls apart for the narcissist. And they know this. They didn't want you to know it. What they do, i.e. the narcissist, after the relationship had ended with you, and certainly with me, what they do is they want to twist the knife in people deeper. They don't want to give people closure. They don't want people figuring out that they are a narcissist. They don't want people healing. They don't want people to accelerate their healing path. And they don't want those people to ever make something of themselves. Well, that's what you've done, and that's what you're doing, and that's what I've done, and that's what I'm doing. I pay it forward each and every day creating videos to help out those people that don't even know that they need help, and to keep those other people who know that they needed help in the past to keep their cup full. Because each and every day I'm becoming more and more educated and empowered, awakened and aware, just like you are. What is the narcissist doing? They're stuck in that low vibrational state, still spinning their wheels, blaming everybody but themselves. This is why the narcissist will never apologize and mean it. This is why they will never, ever shed real legitimate tears. They'll shed crocodile tears. They will play the part. But think about it. What is the narcissist lacking? Well, everything that you possess, but aside of that, they're lacking empathy. They're lacking love. They're lacking the ability to love. They're lacking the ability to care about people. They can fake all of those things till the cows come home. They can put on a new mask, but at the end of the day, the narcissist knows what they've done. They know that they made a deal with something when they were younger. They know that whatever their purpose on this planet is, it's not to improve the planet, it's to destroy the planet. They also know that anybody they encounter with even a little whiff or a little hint of empathy, they will target that person as much as they possibly can, because the narcissist is a moth and they are drawn to a flame. You are the flame. You are what I call the beautiful, bright, shining light, and you shine higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. And the narcissist knew that. So when they met you or found you, what did they do? Well, they assimilated themselves with you. They studied you. They asked all about you. They learned how many relationships you were in, how much money you earned, where you parked your car when you went to work, if you took hot yoga, if you take spinning classes, if you're a surfer, you like to ski, or do you like to read, what do you do on your free time, how you eat, are you a healthy eater, what's your favorite dish. They learned your music that you like. They learned all of these things. And did they learn them all overnight? Well, if they could have, they would have, but they couldn't learn that quickly because you had some boundaries up. Not many, but you had some. So what did they do? Maybe they asked you out to lunch, and lunch turned into a couple lunches. That turned into a couple dinners. Next thing you know, you moved in together, and the rest is history. But what the narcissist will do is they will continue to blame anybody at all. People that are dead, people that never existed, people that discarded them, they will blame. The narcissist will also blame people that they themselves discarded, because it's never the narcissist's fault. It will never be the narcissist's fault. This is in their mind, not in your mind or my mind. Remember, if you're a stable, healthy individual, you can own your mistakes, and you do your best to not duplicate them or replicate them. That's what I do every day. Do I make mistakes? Absolutely. Did I make mistakes today? Yes, I did. Did I own up to them? Yes, I did. Will I make mistakes tomorrow? Unfortunately, I will. But I atone for my mistakes. I apologize. I can put myself in another person's shoes and say, wow, that wasn't really a good experience. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that, or etc. And that is with everything from going to the store to buy food, from being in Uber cars and listening to people talk, etc., or waiting to go to pay a bill or see the doctor or vacation, etc. But the narcissist doesn't do that. Think about it. If the narcissist, imagine this for a moment, and this probably happened with you or something close. You're on the freeway, the narcissist was driving, and a car cut the narcissist off. Now, the car that cut them off, maybe they had to rush to the hospital. Maybe they're the narcissist. I can't tell you. Something happened, but the narcissist got cut off. So what did they do? Instead of saying, whoa, that was a close call, I hope they're okay, or we're all safe here, right? We're good. No, they won't say that. Maybe they start F-bombing, get really close to that car, maybe give them the finger or cut them off, etc. And here we go, escalation city. You see, the narcissist can never, ever get the losing end of anything. They always have to feel like they're superior. They always have to make people feel like they are inferior. And using that cutoff example, if you flip it for a second, let's say that the narcissist cuts somebody off. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to say, oh, I didn't cut them off. I don't know what you're talking about. They were driving too slow, or they were driving too fast. See, they're not going to be accountable. And what is accountability in the year 2026? It's a very rare attribute for somebody to have, actual, authentic, genuine accountability. Just like empathy, and just like trust, and just like authenticity, and just like commitment, and just like being yourself. In a world of AI, or in a world of narcissism, and in a world of clones, and in a world of you can't tell what's real or what isn't real, all the lines are getting blurred more and more. With humanity, with AI, with who came up with this, with who didn't do this, etc. The real core values, the real currency of the future, beginning right now, this is my take at least, and you should play this video and you should play it a few times. The real currency, it's not going to be paper, fiat money, dollars, or gold or silver. Yeah, we need those things to pay bills and to keep lights on in the house and pay internet and buy food. I get all that. I'm saying the real currency that no one ever really talks about, it's being a good person. It's being an authentic person. It's owning up to your mistakes. It's apologizing and mean it. It's emotional intelligence. It's putting yourself in someone else's shoes and saying, wow, you just lost a loved one. And this isn't with a narcissist. I'm talking just with an average person. You lost a loved one. What can I do there? What can I do to be there for you? Can I bring you some soup? Can I make you some food? Or can I order something for you? Or do you want to sit down and talk for a while? This is without an agenda. It's without keeping score, and it's without learning information so you can weaponize it against them at a later date. You see, that's everything the narcissist does. The narcissist wants to get as close to people as possible to learn about them so they can punish those people at a later date, or fabricate stories, or tell flat out lies, or say that they heard ABC. I'm talking about you in 2026, just like myself. I'm talking about new currency. The new currency is authenticity. It's trusting your instincts, it's trusting your intuition, it's being accountable, it's introspecting, it's realizing that where you were isn't where you want to be even for a second, and where you were is not where you're ever going back to again with any narcissist or anybody that's toxic. You see, you've reached the mountaintop of indifference, the pinnacle of indifference. And if you've reached it, just like I have, you understand that what happened in the past happened. You need to take those lifelong learning lessons from the past. You need to not predict the future, and you need to live in the present moment. That's what I do each and every moment of my life, and that's what you're doing. The narcissist doesn't live for the present moment. They live in the moment. So whatever comes around them in a second, they could drop and they could do something else because they don't care about anybody but themselves. But what the narcissist lacks, you possess. As I shared earlier, authenticity, genuineness, honesty, commitment, fortitude, love, empathy, all those things and so many more. These are things the narcissist doesn't have, and they try to extinguish you and steal them from you, but they failed, and they know it, and they failed miserably. But think about what I'm sharing with you. Currency doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be hard assets. Currency is humanity. Be the best person you can, specifically post-relationship once you've healed. I am not saying to feed the flames of narcissism, quite the opposite. I'm saying have a small footprint, heal properly, stay in the cocoon of boundaries as long as you need to. And once you come out of the cocoon of boundaries, you can fly away like a butterfly, like a chrysalis, and off you go, and you can live your best life. That's what I've done. But when you do that, or after you do that, you need to realize that being a good person is a rare thing on this planet, extremely rare. Think about who gets all the limelight and all the publicity on this planet. Usually it's negative energy about what's going on here, what happened here, how that person did that, etc. You don't really hear many feel-good stories these days because not only, one, they don't sell, unfortunately it's true, or advertisers don't want that, and that's a shame, but that's true. But number two is people want distractions from their life, and if they could see somebody else's life going sideways more than theirs, it makes them feel good. Not everybody, and I'm not one of those people, and I don't consume mainstream media. I haven't done that in any way, shape, or form for 6 years. I'm not going to go back to those days because it doesn't serve me. I have my own independent thinking, and nobody was with me when I was trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle, and my mind was almost erased permanently. But it wasn't, and I'm here, and I'm stronger than ever. But having said that, that's why the feel-good stories about humanity, about the good people, you don't hear them that often. You will begin to hear those stories very soon. More of those stories. And you may think to yourself, no, it's always doom and gloom. It's about this going on here, that going. You're right. In the present day and age, that is true. But the authentic people, the authenticity, the genuineness, the honesty, the transparency, the people who are doing the right things for the right reasons without expecting accolades, attaboys, a pat on the back, or any other measurement. They're just doing it because they want to and they can, and they feel that it's their purpose, such as yours truly. The currency will continue to only get more and more valuable, and more people will appreciate it because more and more people will be able to tell who is authentic and who isn't. Now, tying this video all up, when you met the narcissist, you didn't know what authenticity was. You didn't have boundaries. You definitely didn't know what narcissism was. You weren't trusting your instincts or your intuition. You never, and I do mean never, heard, I apologize, I'm sorry, I was wrong. You didn't hear that genuinely from the narcissist because they can't ever provide that for anybody. But that was then. This is now. Now you understand. If you see let's say you're at a barbecue or an event and you see some people who are good people and they're interacting, and one person makes a mistake and the other person gets upset, and one person walks over and puts their arm around them and says, hey, I apologize. What was I thinking? Sorry about that. Well, there's a good person. If you see those same two people and one person's raging on the other person, and the one person that's being raged on is in the corner crying, and the person who's raging walks away to the other corner of the room and starts laughing it up and toasting with their besties, well, you know that there's an abusive relationship right there. And you may say, how do you know that? Well, I've been living it for years. I've been teaching it for years. I am awakened and aware, educated and empowered. I've been in the cycle when I didn't even know a cycle existed. I'm out. That's why each and every day I create videos, and that's why each and every day I pay attention to the tea leaves. And I always, and I mean always, trust my instincts and my intuition. And I pay attention to red flags, though they don't present themselves that much these days. And I really embrace green flags. Those are green flags. Notice where I am? I hope you're getting the message. So before I close the video, I'll just share this. The narcissist will always blame anybody they can but themselves. The narcissist won't change. The narcissist will continue to spiral downwards, and the narcissist will continue to devour anybody they get too close to, the whole time knowing that they're punishing people, the whole time knowing that they're abusing people, and the whole time knowing that they are destroying those people's lives. That's why once you get the wisdom, you need to get as far away from these people as fast as you possibly can, because they don't change. They flat out will never change. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And the bells may ring. I don't think they're going to be in this video, but they may ring in a moment. I'll just share this. The apologies that you were waiting for from the narcissist, they never came. The closure you were hoping for from the narcissist, it will never come. The message that you received from being in a toxic relationship has changed you forever. Did you want to be in that relationship? Of course not. Did I want to go through it? Absolutely not. Do I wish that narcissism, the behavior, would be eradicated? Yes, I do. But for the foreseeable future, it won't be. That's why you need to maintain your boundaries. There's our bell. You maintain your boundaries and understand that the narcissist will throw anybody under the bus they can. That included past tense you and myself. It no longer includes us. The narcissist will slither off on wherever they want to go. They will do whatever they've always done, and they will continue to blame anybody, but they will never, ever blame themselves, because the narcissist has a tiny little pea brain that runs on the same script, and that script tells them that they must blame everybody, and they can't be accountable because it would be too big of a narcissistic injury for the narcissist to peel that mask off, look at themselves in the mirror, and say, yeah, I am an abuser. Yeah, I am a manipulator. Yes, I'm a cheater. I'm a liar, I'm a criminal, I'm a thief, and I destroy people's lives. They can't do that, but they know it's true. The narcissist will get what's coming to them. It won't happen today, probably, maybe not even tonight. Maybe it happens tomorrow. Maybe it happens over the weekend. Whenever it happens, it will happen from a power much greater than a human being. So understand, you're out of the relationship. You need to stay out, maintain your boundaries, maintain no contact. And the narcissist will continue to blame anybody who will listen to them, anybody who is paying a ticket for the show that the narcissist is performing for. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye. We got the